With Americans already digging deep into their wallets to pay for food, rent, and gas, fears are mounting that the United States is heading into a recession. The inflation report was released this morning, and it's the last snapshot of the economy before November's midterms. CNBC's Dominic Chu has the details.
Inflation in America is still very much a problem, and the latest data just reinforces that we have a long way to go before we start to see a general trend lower in consumer prices. Inflation at the retail or consumer level, as measured by the CPI or Consumer Price Index, grew at the fastest pace since June. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that inflation grew at 8.2% on a year-over-year basis. That jump represents the hottest read for inflation since June, when that CPI grew at roughly 9% annual rate. Now, if you strip out the effects of the more volatile food and energy prices, which have come down in certain markets and for certain products, most notably gasoline, that so-called core level of CPI still grew by 6.6% over the same time last year. What drove a good portion of that hotter-than-expected read were housing-related costs, which grew at a 6.6% annual rate. Also, medical costs, which grew at a 6.5% rate in that same span. The worrying part of higher shelter and medical costs is that they do not tend to fall as much once they've risen, which could mean that inflation will remain more elevated for some time before it gets better. This latest data also pretty much solidifies the notion that the Federal Reserve, America's central bank, will have to continue to raise interest rates possibly more aggressively in order to slow the economy down and get prices under control. Back over to you guys.